What is going on, YouTube? This is another trade recap for July 20th, 2026. Um, okay. Now we're sitting pretty with our internet. I'm currently in my car right now. I'm kind of in between going home to work, and I want to get this done before the end of the day here. I woke up and got on the charts around 9 o'clock. So you can see that's where I have the replay currently set at. Yes, I'm going to kind of get us to where our zone is. And so looking at the previous overnight sessions, we have Asia kind of chopped around between these two ranges here. We have our highs here, we have our lows here. And then London kind of did the same thing. So we kind of had a chop in between these two ranges, up and down, up and down, up and down. Plenty of moves there. I don't trade overnights anymore. I've been burned too many times. London failed to take Asia low. However, this could be qualified as taking Asia low. It also failed to take Asia high. However, this here is technically taking up London and Asia high. So looking at the pre-market today, I noticed that we have a massive stack of London low, Asia low, PB50, and our 786 all around this area. This is a huge area of interest for me now because I have so many confluences looking at. 7:30 hit. We have this massive kind of uptrend here. That was from a news report that I believe there was a ceasefire going on with the war right now. So price came up and price came back down to eat up this data and continued in this uptrend. 9 o'clock gets on and you can see us kind of chopping around there. I'm sorry, 9 o'clock. We continue. So what I want to see is maybe a pop up a tiny bit, maybe to eat up this here, and then a down to our stack here. Or I just want to see us dump. That's what I was kind of looking at today for the price, or for the action that I wanted to see. So we continue going through here. What is it, 9:23, bam, 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 bam. And you can see ES kind of did the same thing at 8 o'clock. Here's our news candle coming through, and now we're just kind of chopping around. Over here, 9:30 begins. We're there yet, 9:28, 9:29, 9:30 begins. Our orb is starting to get created. Kind of zoom in here. And we continue to climb up. We climb up, massive candles. I'm like, okay, we're going up. So the next question that I ask myself at this moment is, where are we headed to? I noticed that we have our previous week 50 here. That is the 50% of the previous week's candle. And I also noticed we have PDH here, which is previous day high, also sitting at the -1. So I say, hey, that is probably an area that we are going to, and so I'm going to look for reversals there. My old self would probably jump into this trade because of FOMO. But look at this. We are now at this high here. Granted, we went through it, but we are at that high here. There's no more liquidity to take up. ES is kind of doing the same thing, chop it up. ES is now approaching 786 as well here. Excuse me. So as we continue, you can see we continue to get green candles all the way through. We get our first red candle here. Now on, I believe it was Friday, I had a fib level that did not get touched, similar to what London did to Asia low. It swept, but it didn't touch Asia low. And so here I'm already thinking, well, maybe it's going to start reversing down because, yeah, we have a gap between our 786 here, but look at ES. ES also has a smaller gap. So I'm like, maybe this is a reversal spot. But we go back to our rules, and our rules are we do not trade before 09:45 or orb. The time now is 9:35. We still have 10 minutes before orb is even formed. So I didn't enter a trade at all. I thought about maybe doing a low risk, but I decided not to enter a trade. And there we go. We get a 3-bar pattern for the continuation to the upside. And there we go. Bam, right there. I kind of spoiled the ending, but there's a 786 tap there. ES fails to tap the 786 right here. Sorry. However, it's an area of interest. Doesn't always have to be tapped. So here we go. We continue. Now we can see we're starting to range. So I start looking for the reversal here. And we come down. I'm like, okay, maybe this is the reversal. So now we're looking for an FVG to be formed. And then an IFVG to be formed. As we zoom in here, we have an absolute tiny FVG right here. It's so small that my auto FVG didn't even pick it up. We do have an FVG down here. So in order to enter technically this trade, per my rules, I would have to wait until it prints all the way through here and then print through to enter. That would create a massive stop loss and massive risk. So I did not enter a trade here at all. I wanted to continue to see what was happening because at the same time, ES was starting to chop around as well. I also wanted to see more confluences than just a 786. Reviewing this trade, and as we review at the end, there's going to be more confluences that I missed, but I didn't take the trade here. I waited. And I waited. And I said, maybe today, because I don't really like trading on Mondays, maybe today it'll run without me. Because I know where it's going. I know it's going to go down. I'm just waiting to enter. We see it come up, and bam, it blows through the 786. We're at 943 still. Still no enter the trade because, again, there is no trading before 945. And so, again, I say, where are we going? So now I'm expecting us to come up here before we reverse. We jump over to ES and we can see ES also climbing. However, ES is failing to take higher highs. So that's kind of also what's going through my head. And there, kind of have a stall out. And bam, there's a huge wick and a flip. It is now 9:45. This is orb. This is now we can start trading. Where is our FEGs at? We have an FEG right here, which we can draw a square, or sorry, excuse me, a rectangle here. Tiny, tiny, tiny FEG. Now I'm looking for an IFEG. And we can see here at the same time, 9:45, ES is starting to first red candle as well with a wick and a massive flip. And we sit, and there's the print through of the FEG. There's a continuation. I'm still not entering the trade. There's another. There's a massive candle there. And I wonder if I go back here. I was hoping it would tell me when I entered the trade. I'd have to leave my mark. Yeah. So I end up entering the trade. Let me go back here. I end up entering the trade here. Now, the reason why I did that is because of a few things. I entered with 3 contracts with 100 tick stop loss. I believe that's 100. I think we're risking $150 there, but your stop loss can technically be right here. The reason why I did this is because if you look at ES, we're starting to create lower lows, and we have officially begun to reverse. Now, ES could have gotten hung up at this level here, which is orb mid orb, whatever you want to call it, but it continues on the downtrend. And it was kind of not risky, but slight anticipation because we have taken lower lows, and that was another confluence of why I took that. Reviewing this trade with other folks, I have also completely forgotten about our trend line. So our trend line here is from this guy here coming up here. This is our true trend. So our true trend is showing us here. We have now broken that true trend into our impulse trend. Now our impulse trend is right here. So we now have about 2 or 3 confluences that we can enter. And my target is level to level. So I wanted to see 236 and I wanted to see other stuff. So let's continue with the trade. And here immediately we go into profit with a little bit of drawdown. Bam, bam. And I believe I take first TP here. So I reduce my risk immediately. I want to buy one immediately, reduce risk. And then what I do is I move immediately to break even. Because again, I just want to take that risk off the table. And then I believe I put maybe a few more stops down there, partial out, and we break immediately through orb mid. ES is doing the same thing. We break through orb mid around here, and we're just gone. And now I'm like, okay, maybe we can ride this all the way down. I took another TP here. So here, let me put a buy one here, just to kind of show you what was going on. And then I believe I put a buy here. Let me get rid of this guy. Confirm. So here, let me do this. Go back one. Just like that. And I can do buy one here. that. Oh, and it's, I guess it took me out of the trade. But you can see from my screenshot that I'll post as the thumbnail that you'll see kind of where I took trades at. My target was the 236, and we can see this run all the way down. I took my final TP off of this candle here. I was out, total profit $406. As we can see now that I'm out of the trade, I just leave. But you can see now as we go through, we've begun to target underneath here with these sweeps all the way down, taking out all of this liquidity here, tapping that zero and coming back up. There's plenty of other trades we could have taken today too on the way up, but I am sticking to my one and done rule, and so I'm finished for the day. But you can see how it follows those levels. So that was the trade today. I took one trade, 3 micros for 300, 400 ticks. I haven't even seen this today. I made a profit of $406. I am less than $200 away from being funded. This is my funded next account. I think I will be hammering that account this week until I get funded. So we're just going to stay disciplined and look for trades that we want. And today was a very disciplined day. We sat on our hands and waited for our setups. We followed our rules, and it was a really good day of trading. So leave a comment, share. I want to see what you guys are doing. If you want to see more live trading, wow, that's a big candle there. If you want to see more live trading, I could do something like that too. Like maybe I can put it towards the end, and to see kind of how my actual emotions and feelings come out onto this chart here. But just let me know, and I appreciate all the support. Thank you.